Okay. Thanks everyone for hopping on. We're gonna start with Jonelle first. So, Jonelle, do you want to get us started here?
Sure.
Sure.
You guys hear me okay? All right. So tonight, welcome everybody. It's good to see everybody. I'm going to be talking about three different things. I'm going to be talking about menopause, adrenals, and thyroid. I'm actually going to mix up that order though. So, in a nutshell, about I think 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease, severe thyroiditis. It was a really, really bad case, the worst my endocrinologist had ever seen. And I struggled with it off and on for years, caused a lot of miscarriages, a lot of issues, like horrible hormonal imbalances. I wasn't absorbing vitamins and minerals well, and therefore my adrenals completely were non-existent. They were not working well. So, still struggling. I got better, but once I started Plexus 7.5 years ago, I remember at my year mark with Plexus is when I got my first blood work. So I would get my blood work done every year, and my thyroid was fine. It was fine. And for 7.5 years, it's been fine. Technically, I don't have Hashimoto's anymore, though I'm predisposed to it, but my thyroid is thriving and well. And also when I started Plexus, like I said, my adrenals were the worst. So I'm going to kind of lump those two in together. Um, the things that I think helped me the most, gut health in general, right? Always the basics, the triplex. And then adding in a methylated multiple vitamin that X Factor Plus that I could actually absorb. So I was taking all this stuff before and my body couldn't absorb it. And so it was like just going to the trash can of my liver. So X Factor Plus is one of my favorite things. I can't really pick a favorite, but because it gave me the nutrients and made it so that my body absorbed it. And so that when I would go get my blood work done, I didn't have low B12 anymore. I didn't have low everything anymore. Before, I just was not absorbing things. So, number one. And I think it's believed that about 80% of the population, men and women, have the MTHFR gene. I always mix it up. And so we can absorb. We have a hard time. That goes with anyone with an autoimmune disease too. It makes it really hard for your body to take in and absorb minerals and vitamins. But the X Factor Plus, because it's methylated, our body just receives it. So huge blessing there. Um, so let's see. Uh, and when I think about it too, that 7.5 years later, my thyroid is still fine and my adrenals are great. I can only attribute it to taking in good supplements. I was eating well before, I was moving well before. That was not doing the trick. So for me, it's definitely attributed to my supplements. So adrenals, so there's three different products that we have in Plexus that are for energy: Active, MetaBurn, and Edge. I started with Edge because that's all we had then, and I loved it. It really helped to get my adrenals up and going. And then I would kind of vacillate once MetaBurn came out, back and forth. And MetaBurn just has never been a good fit for me, but I know so many people that it's a good fit for. And so I really, really encourage people to really try different things with your energy. Like I said, Active, Edge, and MetaBurn. If one thing's not working, go off of it for a little bit, kind of wean off of it, and try another one and see if that fits you better. For the last, I think, 2 years, I don't take Edge anymore. I don't need it. And like I said, MetaBurn just wasn't a great fit for me. But I believe it was Heidi or her sister Tiffany who came up with the mocktail of having Slim and Active together. And that just changed my world because I was having Active in the afternoon when I started to have that crash of my adrenals of, that 3 o'clock, when we get tired. I'm a night owl, so I probably don't get enough sleep, but that's when I was having my Active before. And I found that I was still needing to take Edge. And so once Heidi kind of introduced that to me, I started drinking that in the morning, my mocktail, and it sustains me throughout the entire day. And the times that I don't take it, I really, really notice a difference. And then when I went into my chiropractor just a couple weeks ago, he always does an adrenal test. I hadn't been in for a really big workup in a couple years. And he's like, oh my gosh, for the first time since I've known you, which is 25 years, he's like, your adrenals are awesome. And I'm like, yes, I can feel that. I feel the good energy. So if you're struggling with energy, play around with the three things that we have for energy. Don't feel like you just have to take one forever. Maybe take one and then try something else and then give it some time and see how it goes. And as your body gets healthier, it changes and you need to adjust accordingly. So that's my recommendation there. And I'm going to finish up real quick with menopause. I am 49 years old. I'm almost 50. Yay. I'm so excited. And when I was 45, I started to go through menopause. I have 6 children and I had them in a span of 18 years. So for a long time, I was of childbearing age. And when menopause started early, I was excited. I was done having children, but I was scared because of what I'd seen happen to my older sisters and my mom and friends, that menopause was horrible for them. And it lasted years and years and years and years, and it was just rough. And so when I went through menopause, it took me about 18 months from start to finish of when I started to see symptoms of it. It wasn't that bad. And I was shocked. I attribute that to Vital Biome for hot flashes and then just gut health in general, X Factor Plus, all of those things that kept my hormones in balance are going to absolutely help you through menopause. And so I don't think I'm an anomaly. I think that you can go through menopause and go through it well. I do. There was some tricky things here and there that were weird or uncomfortable, but nothing horrible, nothing drawn out. And since I completed menopause in that 18-month span, I've had nothing since then. And except for an occasional hot flash, which if I'm taking my Vital Biome, absolutely keeps that in check. So I'm here to say, ladies, there is hope. There is lots of different things we can do. We can feel good and throughout. And that's how I feel excited to be 50 because I feel so much better than when I was 30. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. See, she always is great. And this is great to just lead in because Jonelle is the person who introduced me to Plexus. And so I'm just going to go from there. In that I've known Jonelle since we were kids. She introduced me to Plexus literally the same like week or two that she started. So it's not like she had these great results that she handed to me. She just had hope for a change. And I needed hope at that time as well. And for different reasons, but I needed hope for better health. And so I started Plexus about 7 years ago. I was in a bad place health wise. I had just found out I had hereditary high cholesterol. I was 38 at the time, and I was told that I just needed to be on medication for that. And I was like, no, that's crazy. And so, but I also had just lost my mom from complications of high cholesterol. So I was definitely scared. I was living in a place of fear and didn't really know what to do. That's why I needed hope. And so I started with the Triplex, which is just the foundational gut health products that Plexus offers, and just wanted to get my gut healthy. And I had also, okay, I'm going to tie these two together. I had really bad sugar cravings. I tell people I was raised on Kool-Aid. I was raised on Kool-Aid. It was just a different time, I think, as well. But I also really strongly believe that when we know better, we do better. And I think my parents were doing the best they could in the 80s with the knowledge that they had. But I had a really, really severe sugar cravings all the time, sugar, whatever. And when I started the Triplex, within a week, I started noticing my sugar cravings diminishing. They didn't like go away overnight, but they started diminishing. And what I have found is that as we work on healing our gut, a lot of things just naturally fall into place. And for me, I didn't have to deprive myself of sugar things. I just naturally started not craving them. or not wanting to eat the junk. So that was a huge success for me, that I've been able to continue to maintain 7 years later and set a little better precedent for my kids in trying to control what I eat, right? And so I actually got blood work done about 3 to 4 months after starting my Plexus products. And my doctor actually called me at home and said, whatever you're doing, keep doing. Because my blood work, my cholesterol was in complete normal range. My triglycerides had dropped in half. And he was just like, your blood work numbers are phenomenal. And so that was my boost, that to be like, okay, I'm on the right path and I'm going to continue with this path. I also at that point had been dealing with sciatic nerve pain for over 16 years at that time. And I just chalked it up to the fun things of having children and what it does to our bodies, and that we just sacrifice as moms. And I thought that was going to be my normal. And I just dealt with it for 16 years. And I'm not a big medicine person, so I kind of just dealt with the pain. There was times I couldn't stand up straight. And I walked like an old granny in my 30s. But like, again, I thought this was a sacrifice I made as a mom. And so, but about a year into my Plexus journey, I realized that Plexus offers two separate products. One is called Ease, and it specifically targets inflammation and pain. And the other one's called Nerve. And I was like, hello, I have a nerve issue, sciatic nerve. And so I told myself at that point, I was going to take those two products on top of my gut health supplements. And it was an investment. Okay. So I like to let people know that I invested in my health because it's important. It was important to me. And I said, I'm committing and I'm investing for 3 months to target my sciatic nerve pain. And I did. Within a month, I saw a little bit of change. Like I was like, okay, I think this might be helping, but I'm going to keep going. After 2 months, I felt like a new person, like no back pain, could do everything that, and after 3 months, I say this with just, it was a miracle. Like I felt like I was healed. And here we are now. I've been like, I don't have to take a heavy dose of those two products. I targeted my inflammation and the nerve with those products. And now I can just maintain or, as needed but I don't have sciatic flare-ups. So that is why I shout from the rooftops that you can't keep this to yourself. When you start seeing changes in yourself, you just have to share them with other people. So that is just my quick testimonial. And I wanted to just share, I thought it was funny that Jonelle mentioned one of her favorite products was X Factor. And then she was like, but you can't really pick a favorite. I always will say my favorite product is something. And then I'm like, but wait, and also this one and also this one. So when I had to pick one product to showcase tonight, I picked Active. And here's why. I love Active. It's definitely one of my favorite products. It is my husband's favorite product. If I could have him here so that he could rave about it, he would rave about it. And if I was home and I could show you guys our Plexus drawer where we keep our extra products, and you could see the 10 to 12 bags of Active we have in there, it's because we have to keep Active on hand. My husband was a police officer, just recently retired, and he would take bags of Active to work to hand out to all the other officers. And I love that, because don't we want our first responders to be healthy and not drinking those not good for you energy drinks? So Active, I'm just going to share a little bit about. And here's the thing that I like to just let people know. I am not an ingredient person. Jonelle, Megan, those are our gurus. But I like to show you guys that there's some people that are like me, that I have no idea what most of these names are. But I know how it makes me feel, and I like to learn about them. But if I say the ingredients wrong, just, if you're one of those that knows what that means, just ignore me. Okay. What I love most about Active is it's naturally derived source of caffeine. So we're not dealing with synthetics, that what's in our sodas and our energy drinks. It's not going to give you the jitters, and it's not going to set you up for the high energy rush and then the crash like you're going to get from the energy drinks and the sodas. It contains L-theanine for mental clarity and focus, and it has bioavailable forms. Again, I didn't even know stuff like this. Bioavailable just means our body can completely absorb it without having to do all the work, and some bodies can't do that. So these are already bioavailable forms of vitamin A, C, E, and B. So basically, active can make you feel like the best version of yourself. It keeps your mind clear and your energy high. So here's what I found interesting. When they came out with active a few years ago, within like a month or so, a lot of people started asking, is it possible that active specifically could be making me happier? And so the response was like, well, sure, yeah. Like when you have more energy, you're more productive in your day, you get more things accomplished, and you're happy, like cause and effect, right? But then there was some people that were like, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to do some research and see. And come to find out, there's an ingredient called NALT, N-A-L-T, stands for N-acetyl L-tyrosine. See, this is me not knowing, but it's basically what it is. It's a part of a proprietary blend in active. NALT is derived from L-tyrosine, which is an amino acid that helps the body produce neurotransmitters like dopamine, adrenaline, and serotonin, which promote mental alertness and regulate mood. So NALT is actually a form of L-tyrosine that has undergone acetylation, which means it's a process that makes it easier for the body to absorb. And so I just think like this is amazing news to know that anyone that needs anyone here need a happiness booster, like the day and age we live in with constant bombardment of negative news, we need happiness boosters. And this is just one of the incredibly smart ingredients in active that helps give us, it actually does make you happier. It's kind of cool. So another thing about active is it contains an antioxidant rich blend of plant extracts like turmeric, blueberry, tart cherry, and kale. And this blend that's in active has been clinically shown to increase nitric oxide in the blood by 175%. And so if you're like me, you're like, what does that even mean? And it basically signals the blood vessels to relax, thus increasing your blood flow. So this helps the body by delivering more oxygen, fuel, and other key nutrients to active muscles. So that's just a little bit about active. Like I said, active is, well, actually, like Jonelle said, it's so good mixed with the slim. We call it the mocktail. Add a little scoop of collagen and some ice. It's the mommy mocktail. But also active is what got my husband off of a nasty sugar addiction that paired with him turning 40 years ago, really led to not good health-wise. And the active took care of the energy, but he missed the carbonation. So here's just a final tip for you guys. Active mixed with a clean carbonated water, they have a lot of them on the market these days, it will help you if you had a sugar addiction because you're still getting your bubbly, carbonation, all good natural energy with your active, and voila, before you know it, you're off of soda. So there we go. Anyone have any questions?
There was a question, but it looks like Jonelle answered it. So thank you. Does anyone have any questions for either one of them? Ladies, thank you so much for sharing. Your stories are always so inspiring. And so I appreciate that. And then of course, just highlighting active for us because it is absolutely a favorite at our house also. So thank you. If you are a guest of someone, we appreciate you giving us some of your Tuesday night. Please check in with the person that invited you, and they would be happy to just make some suggestions for you based on your goals as far as what products would be the best for you to start with. But we certainly would love, to see you next Tuesday on here. After you have just started your own products. So at this time, you are welcome to hop off. We're going to continue just with a team training, and we appreciate you jumping on and joining us. those of you that are staying on, I'm super excited to just share with you something that I have been really resistant to, like really resistant to. It has been out for a while. And I just started using it within the past week. And I'm so excited about it that I 100% knew that this is what I wanted to talk to. So if you have ever, well, actually, will you do this for me? 0 to 10. So 0 is, I have no idea what you are talking about. I've never even heard of it. 1 will be, okay, I've heard of it. I've never used it. All the way up to 10, I am like a pro, and really, I should probably be doing this training, Stacy. So 0 to 10, where are you in your knowledge or use of Chat GPT? Okay, I'm actually appreciating the 0s, the 1s, because that means you won't know more than I do. We might have to pull Angie out to how, oh, she's shaking her head no, but she did put an 8, you guys. To me, that means she's kind of a pro here.
No, not a pro. I didn't put 10. You said 10 was a pro. I'm not a pro. I do use it quite often though.
Okay. So lots of 0s, lots of 1s. So I'm really excited then to be able to just introduce this to a lot of you as a great tool that can save you time and energy and all of the things. And a little background story to why I even started using it. I attended, if you know Erin Reniger, she had a retreat that I went to in Hocking Hills, and a couple of the ladies were talking about it. And it's so funny. They were talking about how they were using good manners with Chat GPT and how it was producing better results because they were saying words like please, and then thank you, and thank you very much. And then they were convinced, like 100% convinced, that because they were saying please and thank you and I appreciate you so much, that this AI thing was producing better results. However, I do believe now that I've signed in and I have my own account, it will learn your style. And so that's beautiful. So you for sure, if you're going to use it, you're going to want to get your own account. It will learn your style. And then it's your voice too. I mean, it's not your voice, but it becomes your voice because it learns what your voice is and what you want. So this is what I want you to do. If you don't have it yet, you have a couple of options. It's a website, so you can do chatgpt.com. It is also an app, so it can be right here on your phone. And I have a lot of them here, but it is this white one with the swirly thing. I would highly suggest that you download the app. You'll want to play around with it. A couple of things that I have been using it for. If you are like me, you go and look at your memories, right? Every day. And there have been times when I might just pull a memory, just copy and paste and use a post from a couple of years ago because I'm like, ooh, that was good. And I'm thinking nobody's ever going to remember. And that's true. Nobody is going to remember the post that I did from 2 years ago, but sometimes it doesn't even inspire me really. I've been taking those posts and I've thrown them into Chat GPT and it's generated a new thing. So you want to get pretty specific in it. So let me give you an example. I am going to go grab, so I'm going to go to my memories. I'm going to grab one of my posts, or if you save posts that somebody else has done, you could grab one of those as well. But this is what I'm going to do. Like I used this post today. So if you saw my post today, it was a post from a few years ago. I used the same picture. but I asked it to rewrite the post that I had. And I said, please rewrite and make this post more engaging, interesting, and interactive. Those have been kind of my 3 words that I've been using, because interactive, a lot of times you could even put include a call to action. Have you heard that word before? A call to action is asking somebody to do something, right? And so you could say that too. So the more specific directions that you give it, the better it's going to generate something that you're going to really like. So let's see. Okay, here's a post. It's a real long one. It's from 2 years ago on this day. It's a good one though. It basically says, here's what I'm looking for today. 3 people who are honest enough to admit it's time for change in their health and or happiness. 3 people who know that being dependent on sodas and sugary drinks isn't the way to learn to long-term sustainable health and real energy, blah, 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 blah. 3 people who know needing naps every day actually isn't normal. 3 people who know they want to feel energy. Okay, so it goes on and on and on. 3 people, 3 people, 3 people, 3 people, 3 people. And it's really long. I am going to copy that. Copy. I am going to take it over to my app. I am going to paste it. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Here's what I'm really going to do, because I'm going to share my screen here in a minute. And I haven't used the one on here, but we're going to try it. Okay. Give me 1 second. And let me grab this real quick, and then I'll share my screen and I'll show you what I've done. Okay. Okay. Copy. All right, here we go. So let me share my screen with you. Can you see this? Yes? Okay. So what can I help you with? And we're going to message ChatGPT. So I'm actually I've copied that whole long post already. I'm going to paste it in here. There it is. Boom. It's nice and long. At the beginning of it, I'm going to add, please, because I'm going to be polite, rewrite this post so that it is shorter, more engaging, and interactive. A call to action would be fantastic. Also, ... So that's what I've put. It has my whole thing in there. And then it regenerated a post for me. You guys, look at how much shorter it is, first of all. Instead of all of this, right? It now says, ready for a change. I'm looking for 3 brave souls who are ready to transform their health and happiness. Are you tired of relying on sodas and sugary drinks that leave you feeling sluggish? Do you want to ditch those daily naps and reclaim the energy of your youth? Are you a mom feeling out of sync, moody, or struggling with irregular cycles? If any of this resonates with you, let's connect. Your best self is waiting. Drop a yes in the comments if you're ready to embrace a healthier, happier you. I can't wait to chat. Boom. Can I tell you a little tidbit I have noticed, however? Make sure you don't post this. The little title part at the top with the 2 emojis on both ends. I definitely know who is using ChatGPT for their posts when they're posting those on there. I have learned this. So I would just take this part of it, get rid of the ready for a change. I would delete that. Look at how simple what if I don't love this? I could say, I'm going to message Chat GPT again. That might be a little short. Could you please regenerate and make a little longer? It's going to regenerate it. Ah, look at that. It rewrote it. So if you don't love the first thing that it spits out at you, you can ask it to please regenerate it. So I'm seeking 3 brave individuals who are ready to transform their health and happiness. Are you tired of relying on sodas and sugary coffee drinks that leave you feeling drained? It's time to break that cycle. Let's face it, daily naps and low energy aren't normal. You deserve to feel vibrant and full of life again. Maybe you're a mom feeling out of sync with your body, experiencing mood swings that leave you snappy with those that you love. Oh my gosh, can moms relate to that? I get it. I've been there too. It's a sign that something needs to shift. And if your cycles have become irregular, that's another signal that it's time for healing, not just quick fixes. At 52, okay, 54, because remember this was 2 years ago, so I need to change that. I'm healthier and happier than I was in my 30s and 40s, and I want the same for you. If you're ready to stop trying everything without seeing results, let's make a change together. Drop a yes in the comments if you're ready to embrace a healthier, happier you. I can't wait to chat and support you on this journey. Boom. How simple. What if you're wanting to message? You want to send a message out. Can somebody give me an idea? Unmute and give me an idea. What kind of message? Who's brave? Go.
A
Okay.
message talking about the holiday line that is limited time offering.
Okay, can you please create a message about our Plexus holiday line, including calming cocoa and is it white chocolate peppermint? White chocolate peppermint lean. And then what are some other details? Let everyone know that they are limited time offers or limited time products, and they will want to get them before they are gone. Let's just see what it comes up with for that. Ah, look at that. I didn't have to go into a bunch of detail about the products. I just named them. Holiday treats alert. You could use that for your message if you want to leave it, but you also could take it off. Get ready to indulge in this season's flavors with our limited time Plexus holiday line. Calming cocoa. Cozy up with a warm mug of rich, soothing cocoa that helps you relax and unwind. Perfect for those chilly nights. White chocolate peppermint lean. Delight your taste buds with this festive flavor. It's a creamy, refreshing treat that keeps you on track with your health goals. Huh, I could never come up with that, and it could take me an hour, and I still would not be able to come up with that. These special products are only available for a short time, so don't wait. Make sure to grab yours before they're gone. Treat yourself and elevate your holiday experience. Comment below if you're ready to order or want more details. Now, because it's a message, I wouldn't say comment below. I would change that, right? Message me back if you're ready to order or want more details.
You could actually too, you can say add in a reason why I would choose Plexus Lean over another protein shake.
Okay, let's do that. Ready? Please add in a reason that someone should choose Plexus Lean over another protein option. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. So all the same stuff here. Why choose Plexus Lean over other protein options? Our Lean is not just a protein shake. It's packed with vital nutrients, supports weight management, and helps maintain muscle mass, all without the added sugars and artificial ingredients that many other options have. These special products, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. It added that in. Another message idea that somebody's like, oh, I need to be sending messages. Carol, go.
It's not a message. I'm just gonna say I do use Chat GPT too, and I've found a couple comedians that sound like me. So whenever I write a post, I'll say in the style of, and I use Amy Schumer's one of them, and I use Melissa McCarthy. They just sound like how I talk. So if you try a few different ones, you might find somebody that sounds like you, and then it sounds more personalized, I find.
Okay, so let's change, let's just take this one and let's do that, just so somebody can see what that might look like. I love that. So if there's someone who you're like, oh, all right, so please rewrite this post so that it's shorter, more engaging, interactive. A call to action would be fantastic. Also, please write, how do you word it?
In the style of, and just pick someone that you like the way. I use Amy Schumer just
Okay.
because she's funny.
SCHUMER?
SHU, I had to write her down. SCHUMER.
Okay, so let's do this one. Ready? And let's see how it changes that. Hey, fabulous people. I'm looking for 3 honest souls ready to admit it's time for a health and happiness makeover. Tired of being best friends with sodas and sugary coffee? Spoiler alert, they're not the secret to long-term energy, just a fast track to weight gain and unstable blood sugar. Yikes. Daily naps? Newsflash, that's not normal. Want to feel like your younger self again? Let's make that happen. Moms, are your hormones playing tricks on you? Snappy with the ones you love most? Trust me, you're not alone and something needs to change. And if your cycle is all over the place, remember, BC pills aren't the answer. At 52, I'm feeling better than ever. Like, who knew this was possible? If you're trying everything but not seeing results, it's time to shake things up. Drop a yes if you're ready to get healthy and happy. Let's chat. I love that. So if you find someone or if you just want to play around with that, it gives you that different voice and it helps, again, Chat GPT know kind of that style that you're wanting. And so that's helpful. Great tip, Carol.
Yeah, even you can ask Chat GPT. You're like, you'll have to ask it a few questions like, find a comedian that sounds like me, or find an actor that sounds like me, or like, you know what I mean? But you have to use a little bit for it to pick that up there. But
so that's the other reason it's important to have your, like, a sign in your own account, because again, it's learning your style, who you are. And so it will easily be able to go grab somebody for you and tell you who that is for you to do it in the voice of. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what other things I've put in there. Okay, you guys. Another thing that I've done, let me stop this for just a second. First of all, what questions do you have about this? Oh, I haven't been looking at any of the messages. Okay. Good tip. Okay, Carol said that. I can't wait to try it. Amy Schumer. Why haven't I used this? Right? Venetia, right? Oh my golly, I'm going to do this tonight. You guys, here's the thing. It's so much fun. It's fun. And it brings your energy level up. And your passion can shine through. And you can get excited again when things feel like, right? You get excited. And I'm like, so a couple of things that I've done. Yes, Venetia said I was scared of AI and I need excitement again. So here was an earn cash for Christmas. I asked it earlier today. I said, could you please make this a shorter, more engaging and interactive message that I could send? Oh, I must have done another one through Project Broadcast to let people know about the incredible opportunity that we have available with Plexus this month. And so I know what it was. I took a post that Jennifer Leith had put on her thing, and I'm like, that would be a great project broadcast message. So I asked GPT to make it shorter and different things, and it did. And then I even said, oh yeah, it said, here's a condensed and more interactive version of your message. And I said, perfect, thanks so much. And it says back to me, you're so welcome, glad you liked it. Let me know if you need anything else. So I was able to even do like my project broadcast message. And again, it's taking something that either I've created or I say into it or someone else has created and reworking it to where it's me. It is saving so much time. It's fun. It's again, that excitement piece. There was another one. Let's see, what's this? Okay, that was my one today. So some of you know that I have my Bridging the Gap advocacy, so a different business. So I just want to share this with you really quickly. I don't know. I was on Instagram or something and it showed me a little prompt. This thing even, I said, will you please act as my business strategist? You can even ask it to act as your business strategist. You can say, will you please act as a business strategist and help me earn $100,000 in the next year with a subscription Facebook group for parents of children with IEPs? I want to call it Bridging the Gap, a place for parents. Okay, well, I already have this, but I wanted to see what it would do, right? I don't have the 100,000, but I have the group. So it's got this whole thing. Define value proposition and your target audience, blah, 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 blah. Like it's everything that I need to make $100,000 on my subscription. So one of the things that it suggested is it said, let's see, it said to create a top 10 tips of IEPs, like as a free giveaway, right? And that's been a thing that's kind of like stopped me. I know I need to have a freebie, but what in the world is that freebie going to look like? So I asked it, when it suggested that, I said, well, could you please help me create a free resource of top 10 tips for parents navigating IEPs?
I was just going to say that, or you can you give me, if especially you're trying to, especially if you're doing flow desk, you're trying to gather emails, you can ask for, can you give me 10 healthy recipes for busy weeknight dinners? And it'll give you the two. And then you say, hey, comment here if you want to get whatever. Even I know people have done full digital marketing programs.
Yes.
Like not in programs, like they'll create something for people to buy through ChatGPT.
Yes. And you guys, I know that the virtual assistant that I'm using is 100% doing this. I could be saving a ton of money because this is not, I have now learned that this is exactly what they're doing. The problem that I have is I can't make the beautiful graphics. So as soon as I get the beautiful graphic things down, I won't have to spend the money for my virtual assistant, but it created this in like 1 second. Like there it is. So I'm actually going to give this information to my virtual assistant and say, put this into a flip book for me and make this the free resource. Then we don't have to change it. Right now we have a back to school one. Well, back to school was a few months ago. So let's just make it this. Well, then I said to it, it said, would you like help formatting or designing this resource for distribution? I'm like, I would love help with that. So then it's boom, there it is. It formatted it for me. Then I said, I would love your help in creating. It says, if you'd like, I can create a rough design mock-up guide. What? Or guide you through using one of these tools step by step. Let me know what works best for you. I'm like, I would love your help in creating a rough design mock-up for this, please. I can definitely do that. So here it is. And then look, boom, there's what it suggests that it should look like. And it happened all in 1 minute or less. And that's what I love about it. Please repeat the question you asked. You mean from this, Myra? This is not like a plexus thing. It's just I'm showing you another way that you could do it.
Right. What I'm asking is, you were saying, will you please act as a business?
Oh
What?
yeah. Will you please act as a business strategist
Just
and help me to earn $100,000 in the next year? You could say with my plexus business.
okay.
And well, here, let's do it. Let me share the screen.
Okay.
Let's ask it. Why
Do it.
not? Okay, so will you please, if I could type, act as a business strategist and help me earn, let's see, $100,000 in the next year with my plexus gut health supplement business. Absolutely. Here's a strategic plan. Set clear goals. You're going to aim for about 8,333 in sales per month product. So I need to get more specific with it because this is pretty general.
Right.
So I
With all
would,
the things you've been teaching us.
yeah, but this is also not, I've been doing, my account is on my phone and I did this on here. So if I were to put it in here, it's probably going to have more specific information. So this, I wouldn't go with that. Like we've got to get more specific to plexus and yada yada.
I actually asked it to act as an Instagram expert.
Yes.
And I said, act like an Instagram expert. I'm looking to create impactful reels that resonate with my ideal client and make them feel identified. I want to grow my account and reach new followers. And then I have my goal and then everything, and it came out with a whole thing. And so then I usually will copy and paste and say, okay, now make a reel for me using this idea. And it will come out, it'll say, this is what the reel should be doing. This is your pictures or whatever you should be doing. And then this is what it should say. And then your, the, what do you call it? The thing that you write, not on the picture, but underneath.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my brain is completely
Yeah.
fried.
Nope.
It says, this is what it should say. And then I'll say, okay, wait a minute. Nope, that needs to sound a little bit more like this. And then we go back and forth and then it's done. Boom, like that.
Angie, will you put are you able to copy and put, what do you put in there here?
Can I put it it's on my phone. I don't use it on the computer. So can I put it on the Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Thread? Okay, yeah.
Let me share a couple of things because I have also used it for like help me with my reel, whatever you're trying to say. I can't come up with the word either. Let me go because I really have been using it for all of these things. So I did use it to redo this post. If you want to take a look at that one. I used it to help me generate this. So and it came up with, I basically gave it a quick little blurb. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can hear him, but he was singing What a Wonderful World. And so you can even put, hold on. You can even put a picture in there. And I said, I want to use this picture. Please help me with an interactive, engaging, and whatever post about this picture. And it was like, boom, here you go. I'm like, thank you. That's amazing. But it did help me come up with, the wording for the reel. It did help me come up with this. The other thing, it did help me come up with that too. Did help me come up with this one. And again, the biggest thing is, you guys, I can start to write something. And if I'm like, oh, I don't love that. It helped me with this one too, for Anna's quick post. I wrote something and I'm like, that is so boring. And so I took what I wrote and I threw it in to Chat GPT and I said, will you please help me make this more engaging? And then it's like, boom. I'm like, that's beautiful. And it took 2 seconds. So again, you can start to write something and then you can be like, oh, I'm not inspired today. And you can throw it in there and say, like, this is what I have so far, but I need your help. Please make this post, engaging, interactive, interesting, whatever words you want to do. Put it in so whoever's voice that will sound like you, and it will recreate it. And if you don't love what it creates, you get to keep saying regenerate. One of them yesterday, I said regenerate 3 times. The third one, I'm like, that's perfect. The first 2 I were like, they're okay. The third one, after I said, please regenerate again, was like amazing. And you don't even have to really say anything more than just please regenerate. And it'll redo it. You can add, if you're like, please regenerate, and be sure to add in a call to action. You could do something like that too. Again, the more that you can give it specific details, the better. I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that I've used it for recently. Oh, let's see. Here's one. Please help me rewrite this list so it's more engaging and interactive for my audience. Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, have you ever felt like your job applications just vanish into a black hole? If you're like many of my friends, you're probably familiar with this endless cycle. I get it. I've been there too. But what if I told you there's another way, a way to create your own income stream without the typical roadblocks? No nerve-wracking interviews, no trying to sell yourself. And here's the best part. This was someone else's post that I grabbed and I threw in there and asked it to like rewrite it for me to make it sound like my voice, more interactive, all of those things. And so again, if you find someone's post, you're like, that's good, but I want to switch it up, right? Because we want to switch it up and have it be our own. Throw it in here. Again, not anything to do with Plexus, but check this out real quick. I have to show you. Let's see. Could you please help us plan a 3-week out west road trip, leaving from Lansing, Michigan and returning back there at the end of the 3 weeks? Be sure we're heading to all of the important spots. Within 1 minute, it had given me a 3-week itinerary with all of the important spots that we need to hit. How many nights to stay, where to get our hotel, blah, blah, blah. So you can use it for vacation planning also. Crazy. Crazy. Has anyone played with something? Oh, Bernita had asked, she's like, I want to do a guessing game for how many steps I had at Disney, but I have no idea what to write. So I came over here and I said, please help me write a post that would be a fun challenge for me to do for people to guess how many steps I got at Disney yesterday. The person to guess the closest wins some of my favorite gut health treats. And I sent her this. Yesterday was a magical day filled with adventure, rides, and lots of walking at Disney. I tracked my steps, and now it's your turn to guess how many I took. Drop your guesses in the comments below. The closest guess wins a fun prize, some of my favorite gut health treats to keep you feeling your best. Hint, or here's a hint. It was a lot of steps. Ready, set, guess. Who's gonna try it? Anyone gonna try it? Oh, I did this one too. I did a reel with Rob and Callum. So I said, please create an interesting message describing a reel with a grandpa and his grandson. And then it did it. And I said, please create a post that can go with the reel. And it did it again. And it gave me the second one. And I'm like, I love that one. And so I used that one. So simple. All right, I'll just see if there's any questions. Yes, if we really go, we did this trip in 2020 and we have talked about doing it again and not going all the way to California. I'm gonna have it help me write my reviews at work. Yes, 100% it can help you at work to write an email. Write an email to an employee that I need to put on probation because he blah, 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 blah. And it'll spit out an email for you. I needed it when I was writing IEP goals. Where was this? Where was it? All right. Questions, comments, other suggestions of things you have used it for. We want you sharing what you're using it for, what prompts you're giving it that are working. Oh, great question. Kate said, do you pay for the app? I don't. It is there's a free version. I will tell you though, one night I played with it quite a bit and it said to me, you are out of something. I don't know what it called it. You have to wait until this time tomorrow to use it again. But I mean, if you, do you know, Angie?
Yeah. Yeah, you can have like a certain amount a day, but also it'll get to the point where it's like my memory is full. So you get a list of all of the things that it saved about you, and you can go through and go, yeah, you don't need to know that. Yeah, you don't need to know that. And you can delete those things too. I actually just did that. Deleting things that that I don't think it needs to remember about me every single time. But yeah, it does get kind of full eventually, but I've been using it for a while, so you just clean it out every once in a while.
And I did look to pay, like if I'm gonna really, really start using it for everything, and I think it was like $19 a month. So it's a business write-off and a super amazing tool to use, not just for business, but for your home life and all the things as well. And what she was talking about is over here, like I don't need it to save my vote for my kitchen chairs post. I don't know how you delete it, but you're gonna tell me. How do I delete it? Swipe? I tried to swipe. And when I swipe, maybe I swipe this way? No. When I try to swipe, it takes it to we'll have to talk, Angie.
Okay, are you at the memory part though?
No, I'm just on
Oh.
I'm on the where it's saving stuff for me. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, when the memory is full, there will be a little message at the top, and it'll say your memory is full. So you click on that, and then it'll have all the things that it saved since the last time you deleted.
Okay. Perfect. So I've done a lot of stuff this past week and my memory is not full. So how's that? So there you go. You can use it quite a bit before it'll make you dump it. But again, I also think it limits you. The free version limits you to the amount of things you can do in one like 24-hour period. But again, I had done a lot that day because I was really excited and doing lots of different things. And it finally came up and said, you have to wait until tomorrow at this time before you can do things again. I've never had it pop up again.
I've only seen that once, and that was right when I started using it because I was like, yeah, playing around with it and everything, and I haven't seen that again since then.
Okay, perfect. So that's that. Any other questions about it? I hope your mind is thinking of all the ways you can utilize this because truly, this is your virtual assistant. Especially if you're able to make your own graphics.
Yeah, because it even gives you ideas of what your graphics should look like.
It does.
So then you go into Canva and you make your graphics and it looks good. So
yeah. That's just not my strength. So I'm not quite there yet, but it's amazing. So I'm excited for you to play around with it. If you go onto like Instagram, or I'm sure there's even some on Facebook, you will see reels where they'll say to you, put in this, what do you call it? Put in this direction. That's not what they call it, but into Chat GPT, these words exactly, and it will pop up, this for you. And so there was one that I did, but I don't think that was when it was saving for me. But it was a way to make, I was able to make like a 10-day thing, and that might be what Angie had shared, where it's telling me like how to captivate my audience, how to get more followers. On this day, do this. On this day, do that. So it was telling me exactly how I needed to post and what I needed to share. And so I just had to, put a little thing in there of, make a 10-day plan as a Plexus gut health supplement influencer, and tell me what posts, reels, whatever I need to do during that time. And it was literally giving me like a graph. And then when I got the graph, I was able to say, okay, now for day 1, can you please like rewrite that so that it's a good, solid, interactive, engaging post? And so then it gave it to me. So at first it gives you a chart, but then you can ask it to break it down and like now give you day 1, be more specific. So we're done. Over time. If you have questions, stay on.
Is this the right one? Can you see?
Yes, it is. Yep.
The top one?
No, that
No.
says chat on. It should say Chat GPT.
Okay, so the little white circle?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay.